When I first started getting into fitness training and combat sports as a teenager, while power fantasy shows like Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, and Yu Yu Hakusho inspired me greatly, there were 3 shows that high-key inspired me the most that I guess I would call the grounded big 3, though grounded is in very, very, very large quotation marks, because there's a lot of anime BS with their strength, stamina, speed, and durability that goes on, but nothing like, you know, space aliens trying to destroy the planet, energy beams, or comic book-esque superpowers. But these 3 series were Baki the Grappler, Hajime no Ippo, and Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple. These shows followed human teens around the same age as me at the time, who all religiously trained and became beasts. Kenichi learning a variety of martial arts and steadily bulking up and becoming more confident, Ippo starting boxing and becoming one of Japan's greatest champions, and Baki, a son of the strongest creature on his earth who trained daily to live up and surpass all expectations. And let me tell you, that was better than any form of pre-workout, especially with the edgy A&B playlist on my iPod. I know I always say this, but Baki only recently became a popular thing because of Netflix, but it's sad that a lot of fans still haven't seen the original first 2 seasons, since Netflix Baki literally starts with season 3, and Baki at that stage primarily just does fighting and shadowboxing, but not really many resistance training scenes like we saw back in the OG days, and yeah, that does make a difference when you're about to go hit up the gym. On the other hand, Hajime no Ippo is known by the finest gentlemen and scholars alike, and Kenichi is one of those situations where it's like when you found a holographic card in your Pokemon pack back in the day. But while we've gotten a bunch of these type of manga around these days, these 3 have always been my go-tos, and I realized I never compared all 3 before, so today we're gonna do just that. If you see my video of me comparing Kengan Ashura and Baki, we'll use similar segments but also some unique ones as well for this one in particular. But before we get too into the video, today we are sponsored by Tiege Hanley. I watched all these series when I was a teenager myself, and as I just turned 33 in December, I'm maintaining my youth with not only health and fitness, but making sure I can take care of my skin so I can stay looking like an improved version of my younger self. Millennials for life, baby. But having a good grooming routine does so much for you. I've been using Tiege Hanley for the last 2 years, and it makes taking care of yourself easy. All you do is follow the instructions, wash your face in the morning and night, and you'll start noticing the differences pick up. If you're new to skincare, I say start with a level 1 system, which comes with all the basics of a daily face wash to help you get rid of that dirt and grime on your skin, so your skin stays looking young like a Saiyan when you're sleeping. Subscribers will not only get a fantastic 20% off the retail price at any time and free shipping to the US at a low cost, but they'll be able to keep that youthful glow going forward. And even if you're young, this is a great start. As long as you are eating right, training properly, and watching your stress levels, this will just help you look overall better. Just click the link in the description box or the pinned comment down below and you'll get 30% off your order just by clicking. But now, back to checking out the Grounded Big 3. So first segment we gotta start with, so this is the butter of each series, while the bread would be the fight scenes. Each show has a unique way for how they go about showing their training scenes. Baki will show you the most insane, exaggerated workout in a non-facetious tone and explain it in a way that makes you think that, hey, you know what, I can realistically pull this off. Our boy used to carry bench press sets up a mountain, bruh. But if you jump face first off a cliff, you're not getting superhero endorphins, you're getting an honorary cameo in MK. Kenichi has a lot of training scenes, but many are primarily shown as comedic since our boy is just not built for this level of conditioning yet, and his masters have him doing a lot. His workouts are played for gags of him suffering, but when they need things to get serious, it's shown how well he utilizes his newly obtained skills from it. And Ippo is just right, downright immaculate. Sure, it has that exaggerated and comedic anime BS at times. I mean, who's pulling the I'm right, I'm left, I'm right, I'm left, help the bear! But that's the thing about Ippo, the training scenes are not only perfectly balanced between realistic and anime fun, some of them you straight up can use in real life and adapt to real life to make his manga even more accurate, which in my opinion makes it hit harder than other series because there's a lot of stuff you can just use as a guide. Ippo takes the win in training scenes. Okay, I know this is a freebie, but these are training-specific shows, so of course I had to mention this. What I love is they actually show how certain characters do get better gains as the series progresses, like anime fitness transformations. Ippo starts off as built, but then builds more muscle and a back that would have Yujiro Myron as the series progresses. And all his boxing friends are really jacked as well, and most of y'all need to call the boxing board because I am not buying some of these weight classes listed. Kenichi starts off as a string beam but progressively gets a lean athletic body to a lean muscular body in the manga, and at the very end he's now the same size as his more muscular masters, as we can tell from a very muscular forearm. Or that could be from other reasons since he's basically in a world surrounded by... Good on him for marrying Miu. But then we got Baki, who at age 13 we see at the start of the series bulk up after living in the woods and fighting the Yasha ape. People even comment on his growth in the verse. Then we get the time skip in the maximum tournament arc and on, and yeah, our boy and all his peers just have more definition than a dictionary and clearly juice more than Minute Maid. I know Jack is the only canon juicer, but stop the cap, we know. Anyways, absolutely zero surprise here, Baki takes this section with ease. Each of the series is about whooping ass, and the creativity each series brings to it is something to enjoy. Kenichi's manga and the OVAs do more justice than the 2000s anime, which has that older repeating frames look at times for their fights. Also, they blend a lot of seriousness and comedy into the fights so you can be on the edge of your seat and then get a good laugh out of it. The OVA for Baki has the best animate fight scenes for Baki series because they actually implement more moves, fluidity, and skill for the hyper-strong martial artists. I mentioned this before about how you can play a drinking game for Baki fights because they typically go powerful attack, showing the impact of that attack, and then narration that goes, "This jab was created in 1968. No one can ever do this jab because this character right here specifically designed it for this specific scenario, and that makes it absolutely incredible." I don't know. Again, I love the narration, but for a martial arts series, the choreography is very simplistic. But then we get to the gold mine of Hajime no Ippo. Bruh, those jet engine punches are so palpable. When they land, they make you check your own body for bruises. The earlier anime and the newer anime both show beautiful real-life boxing match with the anime silliness occasionally thrown in. When people ask what anime has the best punches, sorry Kate Baldy, Ippo fights stay hitting different. Ippo takes a win here easy. The champ is here! Each of these dudes working to better themselves is incredibly inspirational. Baki in particular has become a staple gym inspiration that you see all over social media these days with a bunch of people trying to mimic him in their aesthetics journey or fighter path. Ippo is a man who went through so much and achieved so much from all his hard work, it's hard not to look at him and think, well, I can be great too one day. And your friendly neighborhood JaxBlade knows you can, it just takes a step in the right direction. You got this, kings, queens, non-binary royales. But then we got Kenichi, who is honestly even an underdog in this conversation because Baki and Ippo are so much more respected and well-known comparatively. But I gotta say this, while Baki and Ippo are great, and I still consider them both team hard work to this day, when we first see them, they didn't start from, say, a ground zero. Baki in the very first episode we see him in, at age 13, is fighting 100 gang members and owning most of them. Ippo, although he's getting bullied, is found to have a natural rocket punch and is very muscular from his daily job, making him stronger than the average person. Now, do not misunderstand me. These are not bad things. It's actually great to see how much they've grown from these states. But then we got Kenichi, who started at ground zero. I did a full video talking about this if you want to learn about it more in depth, but it's a central plot point that our boy had zero talent whatsoever when he first started. The masters and Kenichi himself mention it constantly. If they met someone who had some talent, their training would have basically had their ass all over the place. But since he wasn't special and grew to be as powerful as he was, I personally think that this is more inspirational because his power truly was never giving up. Because in a world where nearly every pro tag is like, "You're nothing special, you can't do this, oh wait, special power only you can do." He doesn't have that, he just grinded. So, no surprise, I'm giving Kenichi the win here because that boy, he really did work his ass off. Like, it's even hinted that he beat the Elder, and if y'all seen this video right here, you know how OP the Elder is. In my honest opinion, this depends on personal taste, but this is how I would rank it. Baki started off really good, dipped a little, skyrocketed, and had a great series finale, and back then when him and Yujiro had their final battle, which got animated last year, for people who recently got into Baki, you may not know that after that fight, the series was wrapped up for years, but then after a while decided to come back from its ending. And while the newer chapters have banger moments, I think its prior series was better. Kenichi had its ups and downs, but was always more a fun, silly show than a plot-driven narrative, and I found it okay overall, even where they went in the manga. Ippo has been ongoing for years in a way that would make even One Piece blush and has had many ups and downs, but I think overall has left a more positive taste in many people's minds rather than a negative one. But that varies on who you ask. But for the sheer quality and number of years it maintained its quality, I give the win to Ippo. So Ippo won 3 out of 5 for the grounded big 3, and I'm not surprised this is in my top 4 fave anime, but if you made this far in the video, type in grounded big 3 down below and tell me what are your thoughts in the comment section below and how you'd rank the ones you've seen, or just let's get a discussion going. I love hearing from all y'all. And be sure to hit that bell icon and subscribe, and if you want to train like any of these characters, check out my workout playlist here, Tough Like the Tunes, and if you want to learn about their training methods in depth, check out my series, Would That Work Out, where I break down all the science behind it. But if you want something more in depth with like meal plans, check out my program in the pinned comment down below. Also, I'm working on more video essays, so be sure to check some of those out. You'll probably enjoy this one that I've been working on it for a while. And remember, like I always say, keep calm, booyah on, and don't forget, momentai. Hope you have a great day.
All right, here's a bonus little stinger for y'all because I know some people are going to ask, but who wins in a fight though? Well, first off, my boy Ippo is out, sadly. He's a boxer, so he's only limited to punches. He doesn't have any kicking skills or grappling skills, but he also doesn't have the strength stuff that they do in Baki or Kenichi. And like comparatively, it's just like he's the most grounded series of 3. Even though you got people fighting bears and doing crazy punches, it's not comparable to stuff you see in Baki and Kenichi. Next one, Baki and Kenichi. If it's Baki now in the manga versus Kenichi around the same age, I'd probably lean towards Baki more so in that certain area, just for what we're seeing now. But if it's end of series master level Kenichi, like that's not a contest. He dog walks. Like that's not fair, just because you have to beat me if you want to marry Miyu, and he married Miyu and he had a daughter with Miyu, and he's like master level now. So yeah, I also did an entire video for people wondering of like Yujiro versus Elder, because Elder just has so many insane things, because Kenichi does a lot of breaks the rules of physics for comedy at times, so it makes sense why he'd be so busted. But just putting that out there, and yeah, fun video.